right. See, something I have now I didn't have before is I could fade my music. Allegedly. All right. Let me do an audio check real quick here. This. Yeah, that sounds clear. Beautiful. Getting ready to go to sleep. Mac rebooting his computer again. You guys got to blame YM for this. This 3/4 time music. I've been stuck in 3/4 time land for a while. That first song was Yusuf Lateef, 1961. Philly Fastline, yeah, something. And that second one was John Coltrane, also 1961, my favorite things. And both of them got that 3/4 time feel that YM introduced with that, we're talking about with that song All for Love by Blau. It's in 3/4 time also. So on this screen, that's like my agenda. I don't really know. I got a bunch of stuff just on there, a bunch of clips. And I probably won't even get to all of it because I probably only got about 2 hours instead of the usual 4. But let's see. I think I got my audio situated with I got 2 different systems now for audio. One just for the microphone, the other one for the DJ set, so I can do my audio the way I want. Not being able to fade your audio is really murder. Just having to have everything have that abrupt cutout and not being able to really, customize it is difficult. And what's that? Thousands of views of zero. Okay, whatever floats your boat, sir. And it's just interesting composition wise, especially when you like this is a flat space. When you like explore it in the 3D way and you actually make the space, make it go inside, it's really interesting what you can do with it. I got some sets that are that take it from a flat space to a 3D space, and it gets interesting just in what you can do with it. And Philly Fast Lane. Wow, you really live stream. My live streams are not really anything. It's just me. I'm doing what I would be doing anyway. I just happen to be live, and I think I talk myself out of a lot of sector content because I just have a hard time sitting through a bunch of that now. I really do, and I don't need a huge audience of people. I don't need any audience actually. This is what I do all the time, and so just going through. Sharing stuff that comes up. The main thing with this boring show was really just to show Evie Mux. But in showing Evie Mux, I guess tapped into the idea. It's hard to go back to just being in the chat and listening to nonsense. I mean, real talk, it really is difficult. And I'm in a bunch of sectors. I'm not just in this sector. And so I'm thinking that I'm just branching off into doing a bunch of other content, focus on those other sectors too, and some generic stuff. And I don't want to talk about, body parts and who stink and who don't stink and whose mama did this. And I'm just tired of it, really. I'm too old to really be wrapped up in that. There's a couple places I want to drop into. Like I want to see, propane. I want to see a couple places, but I can't be following that same old, them same arguments. I feel like I'm watching the special needs kids fight in the middle of the yard half the time. So the thrill is kind of gone for me with the majority of everything that's happening. And I go through this. I think everybody in the sector probably has these ways where you just feel like, all right, I'm out, and then 3 months later you come back. That's kind of the cycle since what 2020. You come in and then you know, but it's just devolved to a point where it's just fights, and it's the same old fights. I can pull up videos for the audience and show you the same exact fights that's happening right now. What's happening in 2021? Same exact people in the same fights. I'm like, I'm tired of it, and so I'm just planting my flag in the sand. I'll be in the corner talking to my three people too, and focus on this channel, Chat Lives Matter channel. It still is a sector channel, but I'm Chat Lives Matter in a bunch of different places, and so I'm just strategizing what I'm going to do as far as the other content, because I want to make content in other spaces too, outside of YouTube, and you know, that's all the behind the scenes talk. But as far as all of this art stuff that's on the screen, YM got me in this 3/4 time space. So I've been listening to nothing but Yusuf Lateef and John Coltrane for days and days and days, and trying to find other songs in that 3/4 feel. Thinking back to when I was in band, all the 3/4 feel songs. Brown Sugar Baby had a live the other day, which I was happy to see Brown Sugar Baby back, because she's mature, she's an adult, and and just talking about stuff in general, about being rich and beautiful and Republican, and also talked about the Pop the Balloon show. And I thought the Pop the Balloon show, I really think those shows are interesting, mainly because there's no trademark on it. So I counted like at least 11 different variations of that show. People are doing it everywhere. And I think the originator of it is the one that we watched with Arlette. But there's a bunch of different spinoffs, and all of them are interesting in their own way in what they present, you know. And I've been toying with the idea of doing some content on it, because they are all really liberal with their content. They don't, restrict anybody from using their content. And maybe not yet, because I really think that show is going to get picked up. Somebody's going to get picked up with that concept for a real show network, and then that's when all of the copyright stuff will happen. It'd be like, who owns the concept and all that. But right now, it's just interesting to see, and they're really YouTube channel focused as far as getting their revenue. And I mean, he's putting up big. It's all 4K videos. These videos are huge, and the quality is crazy. I didn't even recognize how great the quality of the main Pop the Balloon show was until today I put it on a 4K monitor and looked at it. I've been looking at it through these screens I got around here, and it wasn't as detailed. And man, that's a production TV ready show already. And I don't know if that's their intention, but it's pretty impressive what they're able to do just with that simple concept, and how it's how YouTube is the base for it, and how the social media is actually it's going to be the proving ground for a concept to work on a larger network, because that's going to be on a larger network. It's just a matter of time. I'm starting to see some of the talk shows talk about it, online talk shows. It's just a matter of time before it reaches the mainstream, and everybody will be fighting for credit, because there's some good. Some of the other alternatives they got good hosts and good concepts too, a little more lighthearted. They got the hood versions of it, and is it on TV already, Propane? I don't have a TV, but I'm seeing when I first saw it, what I first thought of. There's a tribe in Africa where the women select the man for mating, and the men have to dress up. They actually have on makeup and all kind of stuff, and they have to perform for the women, and then the women one by one will go through and pick one of the men, and that's the man who gets to procreate, and all of the rest of them just have to go back to doing what they were doing. And that's what Pop the Balloon reminds me of. I need to find the clips for that. I'm not sure. Was it in Mali? I'm not sure where it is, but it was crazy. And it's the same kind of idea, and for the men, if the men are lined up and the woman comes down, that's kind of unnatural. But the man being rejected by the women, that's normal. That's our normal existence. Coming to a line of women and them saying yes or no, that's a normal thing for us. But the other way is it's odd to see men side by side with the opposite, where the men are doing the rejecting of the woman, because men don't normally reject in that way. In my experience, it's like people take what they can get. It's usually dating is about opportunity, like being in physical proximity, seeing her, getting contact with her, you know, not standing side by side with your competition. That's like having a restaurant in a food court. All your competitors right next to you. That's crazy talk. So what I got here, I did my music. So I'm gonna come with some Pop the Balloon content, but this may be a little different than what's there. It's not a straight review like Brown Sugar Baby did earlier, but more like a panel with a couple of people, and we talk about some different aspects of it, and look at it in a different way. But I got to do a bunch of editing for it to work with DaVinci Resolve, make a change, and yeah, we've been rejected. All of us been rejected. Propane. You say you've been rejecting what? Nah, Propane. I can tell by the way you rap that you look down the aisle, every aisle in the grocery store, looking for her. Maybe not at this age, but when you're in that 20s age, you definitely are looking down every aisle. You definitely are looking for the match, and it's all based on proximity. It's not based on equality unless you get an equal look at each one of us. That's crazy. I would never stand next to my competition. I'm trying to get there before you, and then at least you guys have some relationship or some talking or something to base you know her the relationship on, other than just appearance. If it's appearance, I mean, first glance. Oh, they talk to Propane's full of stuff, man. Yeah, they talk to Propane. I'm 6'5". Look, I never had an issue with any of this, like getting access. I mean, you got issue getting the one that you want, maybe, like, but getting access to women has never been an issue. And if you're the right size and demeanor and appearance, it's just a matter of, again, like filtering, because you can't say yes to everybody that comes to you, right? And so that's his own challenge, like being able to go after the woman that you are interested in, really, and not just accept the company from the ones that want you, you know. And it seems like that's the woman's natural disposition, because I'm sure she's getting offers. Every one of them girls in the line has their own little group of people that's after them, no matter what they look like, no matter how many kids they got. There's a group of dudes that's after those women, each individually, So they have no real incentive to quickly pick someone, you know. So it's interesting just to watch the dynamics of the show, plus to watch a show develop and look at where it's going, look at the impact it's having, look at all of the um, the content creators that's using that as content for their content, and see how it kind of emerges in this YouTube culture. Like, I see the Kevin Samuels stuff starting to pop up inside of the actual studio at Pop the Balloon, and you get to see this some kind of real world application. They're trying to apply Kevin Samuels stuff to a real person that's in front of you. It's difficult to do that, because it comes off as weird to have a guy really criticizing the toenail polish of a woman. That's what kind of that's odd. It's odd to really be in a woman's space like that, and it really does come across as sassy to be all in a woman's, and I guess if you didn't know that Kevin Samuels is an extremely feminine dude, and so he's got a bunch of guys that's got his taking his lessons like they're true, and are trying to apply it, and they look crazy. So that's why Pop the Balloon is kind of like the perfect show on YouTube, because it really brings all of this culture stuff, this YouTube culture stuff together. Oh, Propane, she got to show you, she got to bring you flowers, Propane. Bring you flowers in the microphone. Show me, prove it to me. What you bring to the table? That's my favorite questions. Like, what do you bring to the table? But the funny thing is, like most men, you wouldn't even have a table if it wasn't for having a woman in your life. You wouldn't even bother with it. You just go sit in front of the TV with a pot. She's the reason why you have a table and chairs. You think about how big of a thing like your son is, your daughter, your family, and you think about it. That's through this this girl that you like that was a cashier at the at 7-Eleven, and now you got this whole family from that relationship. So that whole idea of like of her having to have a 401k and having to have all this stuff that a man would have in order for you to like her, that's crazy. They're looking for husbands, they're not looking for wives. It's going to be a low population in this next generation. But we know Philly is different. You still got to answer for Umar. I think this dude, this poet, I'm gonna ask Propane, is this poet Kevin Jones from Philly? He kind of sound like he's from Philly. Let me play this real quick. Check this out, Propane.
She loved drug dealers and thug niggas. Okay. Yeah. I mean, they sexy. Yeah. Rejected all of us, we ain't have enough thug in us. But stand on poetry stages complaining how this is what love get her. And I don't get it. Out here creating her own issues, yet never own up to any of her own issues. She blame us, you know, cause men ain't shit. As if it's not just the men you picking. You knew the difference, could have had you a man and still chose that nigga. Woo! You knew women different. Boo-hooing, sniffling, crying. He broke my heart. Well, bitch, he kills niggas. And I'm trying to be real with you. He the reason mothers cry. Yet you mad he fuck bitches. Let's be real with you. He is married to the streets, knee deep in beef. You can only be his side bitch. Y'all looking at me like, damn, that was harsh as shit, Kim, when I'm just being honest. And honestly, you should be lucky you wasn't in his car when his ops was out there sliding. 4 niggas, black mask in a black Honda. All I can think about is your mama. What would she say when her baby got shot? Woo! I know she gonna cry and pray a lot. Your boyfriend back on the block, on social media, talking to his ops, doing TikToks. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. And you died.
That's deep. You ever get into to open mic poetry, Propane, back when the poetry movement came? I like that one. I like the other one about his daughter, about being a father. I think all his that's also about being a father in a way. We were just talking about that last show about hip hop. You know what happens when you get older in hip hop, and were the topics going to change, or would you just be old dude talking? Would you be the old dude at the club, or would you start talking about more mature stuff? Start speaking from your where you are. And I remember that when the poetry movement came, the poetry movement was a response to hip hop in a way. It was response to the limitation in what you could really express, how it had become a business. And once it became a business, the labels control and want everything to be the same. And so there was this lack of you couldn't really express anything other than that. And then the whole poetry movement came on top of that to give another outlet. See, Philly Fastlane, you said you tried some Pop the Balloon content. You tried the real show? Because we still haven't seen anybody create the online version of that yet. At least I haven't seen. Somebody might have done it. Because you really could do it online. You just got to have something for that balloon mechanism. Whether it could actually really be a real balloon in their house, and so you could still have that same effect. It could also be something on the screen. There's a bunch of ways you could do it to have panels and make a Pop the Balloon show, but the physical interaction is kind of the point. Oh, that's UTC. I didn't know that. Philly Fastlane. You got too many names. Yeah, I really like your show. I like where you're going with your stuff. Your production is invisible now, completely invisible. All I heard was what the people were saying. I didn't pay attention at all to the production. It was just a show. It's been cool watching the progression from the start to now. Yeah, but I can imagine the production. I wonder how he does that show. If he's paying them, I know a lot of them all have their social media, and about maybe 50% or maybe 30% of the ones up there, they're promoting their own brand. They're talking to the camera. They're really promoting their IG. But there's usually a couple of them that's actually looking for a date. But I wonder how they do that. What the behind the scenes arrangement is. Maybe he's giving them points or something based on the views or something. Because I would think they'd have a lot more monetization on that show. Like they would have their own, paid promotion. They'd have products and all that. Because it's super popular. She gets to 1 million views super quick. I like to watch the production process. But I also like the stuff that's in rough form. When something is too polished, it becomes invisible. And if you get into what you want to do, it's cool. But I like style too. Like I like when Spike Lee came in, and we could tell it was Spike Lee. Like he had a style to his films, and as opposed to some of the older films, they were the great black movies like Which Way Is Up and all that. Those are all done by Michael Schultz. And his style, Car Wash, those are all done by the same director. You don't have any idea what his style is. You just you just remember the movie and what you like about the movie. Whereas Spike stuff, he calls attention to himself a lot with his cinematography. But both of them are great. I like to see both things. But that was back when they went to film school just to get access to the equipment. But now you don't have to go to film school to get access to equipment. Get you a drone for your dolly. You can do all kinds of stuff on your own without having to, to pay anybody. But I am impressed though with the size of your productions, though, TC. That's a lot of people you got cooperating to make that happen. That binary skit, that's a lot of people. That a lot of talented people in the I don't like the word talent, but a lot of people that can do stuff in the in and around the sector. When I first came to the sector, I was actually in TC's chat, and it was just like a behind the scenes place of just talking about stuff. It wasn't even TC was taking us to the gas station, taking us to get ice cream. It was this kind of place, And the binary was coming over, trolling. We didn't know if he was black or white. I was just in the chat with Scarlett back in the good old days. But a lot of that quality of personality and the depth of personality is gone from the sector. People really just walked off. And that balance is kind of gone. I mean, it's still the depth is still here, but the people just don't go live. So what's left is just those few people doing what they do, them same fights. I should pull up a compilation and show the 2021 fights is the same as 2024. It's almost 2025. Still talking about the same shit. I think Shaquem leaving really had an impact. Shaquem leaving was almost like when Lenin went dark. When Lenin went dark, sector everybody turned on each other, and it became, the Umar Johnson part of the sector was finished. Well, I think when Shaquem left, it also had the same kind of impact. Yeah, he's fighting for making actors stand still. What? That walking thing that was a cool effect. That was just something to call attention to himself. New York filmmakers trying to stand out from other New York filmmakers. The cinematographer who did all that was the dude that made Ernest Dickerson that did Juice. They were together all the way back in film school. But look, everybody got an iPhone. Everybody can make a movie. The phones that we have are as good as movie cameras from the 60s and 70s. Everybody can make a movie if they want to. But see, it's not as easy as it seems. You think that you got a camera, you can just put some stuff on, but no, it's really not that simple. You got to have something to say and have some skill to put it together. I'd like to see more amateur films, more amateur work. Industry stuff is always going to be the same. It's very, very general to appeal to the largest marketplace. I understand that, but the interesting stuff is like the small ideas from individuals. Like I look at the Pop the Balloon thing, like for TC, you could write that. The Pop the Balloon format lends itself to being written. You can write fire shows for Pop the Balloon, fake shows, not real shows. Because that format is over simple, so it really lends itself to being written out. And I think some of them will start doing it if they're not already doing it, like they do on court shows. They coordinate, lying just to get the debt paid, free hotel, airfare. So on the film side, I've been watching this. We talked about American Fiction last time and Erasure, but I've been watching Which Way Is Up, and Which Way Is Up, the Richard Pryor film directed by Michael Schultz. That was based on a film called the Seduction of Mimi, Italian film from like 1971, 1972. So I wanted to go back and see the Italian film that it was based on, and then compare, the adaptation from. I'm in the adaptation, so I wanted to see the adaptation from one film to the next. So I found the director, I found the script, and I was just watching the Italian film yesterday, and it really is, really, really, that's the same story as Which Way Is Up, but the difference is it's been culturally translated. And that's the funny part about it, because that's actually something that I do is I'll take a film that that I like, and then I'll culturally translate it. So I took, for example, the film Revolutionary Road, which was about a white suburban family in the 60s, late 50s, 60s, and I converted to a black family. And changing it to a black family changed the whole story, changed everything about it. But it's still interesting to try to keep the same tension, the same drama, but you have to use different happenings. To the Predator Catcher content back in 2018. I know I seen a lot of that, and I saw that with famous people recent. I think it was right before I started seeing the Pop the Balloon stuff. A lot of that Chris Hansen type material makes me think of Photon and his brother back with the supposedly being called to film crimes. I was watching watching his brother's channel the other day, live stream. It's funny. You about to go rob a bank? I'm coming. You gonna film it? That's a good idea. Reality TV took over everything. And now with ChatGPT, I'm like, look, you can lay out something so quick with ChatGPT. It's crazy. You can lay out ideas and variations of ideas and refine things. And that's one of the first things I did with ChatGPT when I got it. And now everybody got access. I think that's what that whole writer strike was about, is that they were striking because I think they're trying to get that in the contracts that you can't use that kind of technology. Because for making outlines, it's really, really, it's great what you can do. It just empowers the individual producer to make his stuff without having to, deal with a lot. So that's a lot of talking. Let me put some more music on here real quick. I want to hear what's on my list. So turntable C. Let's look at that.
Always thought I'd never ever see the end of you and me, girl. But always never seen the last forever in this imperfect world. No, even through all the acceptance of all the imperfections between you and I,
you gotta stay in the Philly mode, I guess.
Hey, neither one of us know what to do where we are now. No, both scared, wanna change, but we just don't know how. No, cause things got too bad and we said too much. Think this might be the end for us, unless you can tell me if it's possible. Can we get back what we've lost? Are we too far to turn it around now? Can we get back what we've lost? Are we too far to turn it around now? I really thought it would be you and me till the end of both of our lives. Hey, especially how we used to kick it all through the day and now we used to do it. Now things have changed so much that it's almost as if we're not even together anymore. We're always at each other like we got the answers, but no, don't wanna apologize or let it go. No, and we don't know who's right or wrong, cause we said too much. Be the end for us, unless you can tell me if it's possible. Hey, shawty, can we get back what we've lost? To turn it around. Can we get back what we've lost? so far, girl.
Tell me again what we fighting for. Some days we just angry, I don't know no more. Going through the motions ain't fixing nothing. I can only take your company in smaller doses. Looking back on latter days, Sunday through Saturdays. I was all weak for love, now we always agitated. I ain't the same person, you ain't the same person. We used to love each other, we both had the same purpose. I recite Curtis to help me explain that. That was the making of you. And one thing I noticed is the other side, your side of the bed seems colder. Time seems to slip by now a lot more slower, you know. They say it flies when you having fun. And I love you too much to say that we over. But I ask myself a lot why we holding on, we trying, but it don't seem to be working out for nothing.
Try again if you like. Yes, nigga never give up, but love never dies. No, yeah. All we gotta do is do it. If you really tryna do this, if it's real love and it's worth it, we just gotta prove it now. Oh yeah, we just gotta me and you. There ain't really nothing to it, so you can let it go. But if not, see about it. No, I ain't got all the answers, but if you got any, tell me, baby. What we've lost, are we just too far gone to turn it around? Can we get better?
I guess we got a Philadelphia theme. What is that? Got a lot of music, soul child music in my little thing here. I know you didn't see this movie, Propane. If you're still there, this American Fiction is hilarious. And I think you can find it online, but it's a little clip from that.
You're watching Black Stories Month on WHS, celebrating the diversity of the African American experience. For more riveting
That shit was hilarious to me. They really messed that movie up though, but I love that. They did some parts of it that was in the book, but
celebrating the diversity of the African American experience. For more riveting
yeah, Percival Everett is the author. He got a lot to say about it. He's complaining because back when he wrote that book, that was during the time when Precious was big, and that book Precious Push was written by Sapphire. That book was written like she wrote it the way Alice Walker wrote The Color Purple, which was in the form of letters and written in like a little girl talking, right? And or uneducated, well, I just say country person talking. And so Sapphire did the same thing with Push by writing in Precious's voice. And Percival Everett is writing like, real literature. And it's still black stories, it's still black based, but it's just not that trauma porn. That's what he calls it, trauma pornography. And so he was protesting against that, against Precious and that kind of content by writing the book Erasure, where he's a writer that can't get published because they want trauma porn. So he fake writes it. He writes a joke book about, in the trauma porn style, and the publishers love it. So he becomes famous as this fake character. That's what the book is about. And they made the movie American Fiction about that same thing. But there's a homosexual brother in it, and he doesn't play a real prominent. He's not really prominently featured in the story, but the screenwriter and the director who made the film, he's also a homosexual African American man, and so he made that a bigger part of the film than it otherwise would have been if somebody else would have adapted it. And that's the only downside to it, especially if you want to share like with your, with young people, with your family or whatever. It's like, man, you got to have something you can go to that's not all, pushing that kind of idea. But it is part of the story. And again, as an adult, it's still well done. I just wish they would have went more into the real story that's in Erasure, and they would have went more through the book that he wrote inside the book. That was hilarious. I want to watch it again. I've only seen it a couple times. I got the script for it up here, and I wanted to, if I get a person up here to read this scene. It's I guess you're still good. So it's 3 pages. This is one of the important scenes in the film about the one writer who's writing like the trauma porn stuff, and him asking her, about the, you don't feel guilty about only writing this kind of stuff or casting us as this. It's just, rappers. No offense, Propane, or and it's shocking that they throw Boys in the Hood in the same. I've been seeing that a lot around. People throwing the Boys in the Hood in the same vein as films like what's that other one? The famous one, Menace to Society. Boys in the Hood is nothing like Menace to Society. But that seems to happen in film. Like, nuance is lost when it comes to the general public. And so you end up with just some overall idea. So like they call Mahogany from back in the 70s with the Berry Gordy's movies, they call that a blaxploitation film. They call Sparkle a blaxploitation film. Those are not blaxploitation films, but they're just black movies made in the same time, so they get thrown in the same bucket. Same thing with the Boys in the Hood. That was not a hood movie in the vein of Menace to Society. Menace to Society was a hood movie, and it was well done. It was a powerful film, but it became to where the bad character in Menace to Society became like, it became too big. The wrong stuff in the film got focused on because you got people that's looking for, if you think that way, then you're going to see what you're going to see. But John Singleton's movies weren't in that vein. It was always a little corny. There's something a little corny about Singleton's movies. Something a little too something. Like if you put him up against like Spike Lee and look at their film, there's something a little too preachy. I don't know what it was about Singleton. And it might have just been his putting Ice Cube in everything. Ice Cube was a bad actor. Higher Learning. The one he did good, I liked. The Poetic Justice was good. Boys in the Hood was good in a way, like it was in a way like it's hard to believe, but there just wasn't black movies. Like there were no black movies where black people were in control. Spike Lee was like the first person to bring black movies with black people in front of the camera and behind the camera. The first time we saw like a sex scene in a Spike Lee movie, it's like the first time seeing a sex scene between black people that wasn't sweaty and the way they do it when it comes to black people. Everybody's shining and She's Gotta Have It. Even though Spike stuff is, when it comes to the male female part, his women are one dimensional, except for when his sister got involved with Crooklyn. But the films are all great, I think. I mean, the early ones, the ones he really wanted to get made. I'm still a little mad about the Malcolm X, but he kind of butchered that story. But he had to do it because he didn't want to get murdered. So Nation of Islam is serious. Creating figures, creating characters, creating story arcs. And the scene that really made me like pissed off in the film in the theater was that the scene with the gun when he was playing Russian roulette with the other guy. And in the film, he made it to where like it was a trick, and he really didn't have the bullet in the gun. When the truth was, he really did have the bullet in the gun. He really was at the end of his rope and wasn't scared to die, and didn't care about his life. And he really did do that. That's from the autobiography. But in the film, he made it to where he didn't. He made Malcolm too clean before he converted. He didn't show how low Malcolm had gotten as a person in the street. You know, Denzel was too clean for that role in that way. You know, I think if the Denzel that did Training Day would have done Malcolm X, if he would have done Training Day earlier in his career when he did Malcolm X, it would have been a different film. Because the street part of it didn't really get fully exposed. But he couldn't do all of that because this is, you know, he's dealing with heroes and you know. So I gotta go back to my main screen here. I like that. This old picture I got. Go through my JJ scenes. Yeah, I just enjoy playing with the vertical space, I think. Vertical content. All right, I do got some other stuff to look at. Let's see. I want to hear that other piece though, real quick. Yeah, we did the drug dealer one. I want to hear the one about the father. That one.
I don't even know how to be a father. All I know is my kids bother me when they want to be bothered. And if my kids call my phone and say, hey, father, they want money, I say no and still send it. Because I know even if I don't give it, they'll still get it. So I still give it. But bill collectors calling my phone like, nigga, you ain't got it, then go get it. It's so vicious. Stuck doing doubles at work like I ain't this talented and so gifted. It's so different. Watching your dreams go down the drain just so your kids can live it. Imagine doing all this and your kids still don't listen. Coming home late from work like, didn't I tell you do them goddamn dishes? And put something on your feet before you enter that goddamn kitchen. I tell my son about the streets. But in one ear and out the other is how he listened. And my question to y'all is that I actually felt a mission and my son was to go to prison. Like I ain't tell him. My father look at me like neither one of these niggas listen. As he reiterates, you can't be friends with your children. And I never was trying to be my children's friend. I just didn't want to be the reason they need healing. And I might be. Because even though I'm a full-time single father, that's the reason all the mothers like me. Hey, moms. And my daughter see them leaving my room after she wake up from her late night pee. Ironically, she realized I'll make none of these women wifey. Now my biggest fear is that she find a nigga just like me. You know, somebody who don't even know how to be a father, but know how to make these women call him daddy. Put a baby in my baby and make me a granddaddy. You judge my life when you realize I's the pappy and I gotta teach this young man in class on how to be a daddy for dummies. Hopefully he don't leave and my daughter gotta do anything for money. Karma smacking me back in the face like you used to think everything was funny. Now look at you.
Come on, kid.
Your son don't think he the man unless he got a gun up in his hand, and your daughter, you ain't give enough love to, so she sleeps with any man, hops on stripper poles and created the OnlyFans, and that's when you realize you don't even know how to be a father. This whole time, you just been doing what you can.
I don't know how I feel about that. Let me see. Get off the screen. Let me throw this scene in there for one. She wanted to see this here. It's talking about Spike Lee.
Excuse me, brother. Think I could borrow the soap from y'all? We ain't finished.
So I said to the bitch, look, you don't come to me with no shit.
So when do you think you'll be finished?
What time it is? Later for them, man.
I ain't thinking about them suckers. Shit, look, don't start no shit, all right? Just let them go.
Over here. What? What do you want, man? Do you boys go to mission? Yeah. Is it true what they say about mission men?
Grady, man, no. Let's go.
Hey, yo, fuck them. We're gonna pay good money.
Yeah, I know it. Let's go. Come on.
Nah, man, I ain't finished eating my chicken yet, man. Hey, yo, why we gotta... For them suckers, man? Yo, Dap, hold up. Yo, Dap, man. Yo, Dap, tell for me,
Squash it,
man.
Edge.
Hey, yo, Dap, come on, man. Don't do that.
Yo, squash
Dap,
it.
please.
Yo, missionaries.
The Jerry curl is popping shit.
Missionettes.
Ready for the world is popping shit. Come on. Now, what's up with that?
Yeah, brother, what do you want?
You ain't no kin to me.
That's right, and we ain't your brothers. How come you college motherfuckers think y'all run everything?
Hey, is there a problem here? Big problems.
I heard that. You come to our town year after year and take over. We was born here, gonna be here, and gonna die here, and can't find jobs because of you.
Yeah. Right. Can we go? Okay, can we just go?
We may not have your education, but we ain't dirt neither.
And ain't nobody said all of that, all right?
You mission punks always talking down to us.
Look, brother, I'm real sorry that you feel that way, okay? I'm really sorry about that.
Are you black?
Take a look in the mirror, man. Look, man, you got a legitimate beef, all right? But it ain't with us, okay?
Are you black?
Hey, look, man, don't ever question the fact whether I'm black. In fact, I was gonna ask your country, Bama ass, why you got them drip chemicals in your head.
Right, goddamn it.
And then come out in public with a shower cap on your head.
Like a fucking bitch.
Who you calling a bitch?
Well, if the shoe fit.
Now, I bet you niggas do think y'all white. College don't mean shit. Y'all niggas. And you gonna be niggas forever. Just like us. Niggas.
You're not niggas.
Come on, man. Fuck you up.
That's for Propane right there. You heard that, Propane? You're not niggas, Propane. Morpheus just said it. Where is that one I'm looking for? The collaborations. No, it was a live show. $2001, is that it? Yeah, there it is. I want to hear that. Sticking with the Philly theme. Gonna skip this forward though. It's gonna take forever. Right there.
And I got on the bus that day. And I wrote a piece for her, and I entitled it The Thickness. The Thickness.
This is really boring.
So big. nobody even try to reach her mind. Age 14, eyes green, young, tender, supple, and fine. Hear them? All them oohs and ahs slip as she licks her lips. They wanna fuck her. They wanna rub their dicks on her precious clitoris. They wanna watch them big gold titties settle and part a bit. They wanna talk about it, tell it, spread it, relive the conquest. How they beat on that ass and how they knock that shit. Don't stop, won't stop to recognize that there's more. More underneath that thickness, that sweet and round, young, tender thickness. Now they like her quiet and eager, sweet and meager. Shh. Don't you complain about my other women. Just drop that big, thick ass on my stiffness. Make me nut all up on your gut with the quickness. Don't stop. Won't stop. Lift it. Yeah, girl, lift it, baby. Drop it again. Cause I ain't your tribesman no more. I ain't your friend. Come on, girl. Just let me in. Let me into all that thickness. That sweet and round, brown, supple bigness. Cause she's so big, won't nobody even try to reach her mind. She's been degraded, exploited, not celebrated, saturated with self-hatred. Let me say that again, please. She's been degraded, exploited, not celebrated, saturated with self-hatred. Cause every time she turn on the TV, what does she see? Big old booty, and it don't have nothing to do with the song. Thus, her definition of beauty. Thus, her definition of beauty. Oh, oh, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Let her recognize the magnificence you've created. Lift her. Lift her. Lift her. Let her be elevated. Let her be elevated. Lord, Lord, let her be elevated. See, the deal is, she don't know, and nobody told her how grand and how marvelous and how beautiful and how special and how perfect she is in her way. We've given her, what is it? They got the milk with all kinds of hormones in it, and them babies got these breasts and this ass that they don't even know how to carry yet. They're underdeveloped here. They're still children, although they're built like women. They're still boys, although they act like men. If we do not stop to tell them, believe me, y'all, I have learned my lesson. If we do not stop to tell them, snatch them up like they used to do when we would act out down the block. If we don't keep those traditions alive, it is our fault.
I remember that piece when that came out. I really liked that live CD she did. I think I'm in mourning. I missed the poetry, the poetry era, and I just start like going back into it, digging out stuff. Cause I was knee deep in that. And what I want to see here, let's play some of these other clips. But that was Jill Scott from 2001, I think it was, or 2004. I'm not sure. We stand with the Philly theme. But let me check out this Ali clip here.
Find the good people. You don't look at the good people and say, oh, he may be like this person. You find the most ratchetest person, and then we do it to ourselves. We will not put on social media or any other thing something that's so fucking good for us. Oh, but let some dope fiend person or some ratchet person that you feel like that's funny, oh, I'm gonna put this out there because I need likes. I will decimate the perception of my whole ethnic group for a fucking like. For a like.
I think that's oversimple. I get he's a comedian, so he's got to, comedians are philosophers and they got to package it. But if you unwrap that, is it really for a like? Or we talking about monetization. The only reason why likes mean anything is because of monetization. And I'm not saying that socially likes don't mean something, like for young people or for people in the social group, it definitely means something then. But a lot of that content is being driven by these monetization engines, and it's driven by advertising. It's driven by Google wanting to have as many people viewing as possible so they can sell that advertising time at a higher rate. But I get what he's saying about the level of responsibility at the personal level, which is, thinking about what you're putting out. And I've always, subscribed to that myself. And just the idea, like, what kind of content are you promoting? And it can go as far as to say promoting just by viewing it, like just by listening to it. I'm at the point where I don't even listen to it. I may listen to the first few seconds of something, the first beat of it, to hear what the vibe is, and then I'm out. Less and less. I'm not subscribed to a lot of channels anymore. I bookmark channels, and I may go through the bookmarks and listen and look at some stuff, but I don't want it in my algorithm. Because the way the algorithm works is really the opposite of the way people describe it. It's really based on the viewer. So your individual algorithm is based on stuff that you viewed in the past and things you subscribe to. And so setting up new profiles with none of the same subscriptions, different Google Chrome profile also to go with the new profile. You can get a whole new world. But there's a lot of content that's fake. That's like we were talking earlier about trauma porn in that movie American Fiction. There's a bunch of trauma porn addicted people, that really want to focus on every negative thing that happened with Black people, and only want to really focus on negative stuff that happened with Black people. And just want to continue to drive that content. And I understand the entertainment aspect of something happening that's outside the norm. Anything that happens outside the norm is entertaining. Watching people do stuff that you wouldn't do it's the entertainment element to that too. I'm not sure if entertainment is the right word, but it's intriguing to watch somebody go through something and do something, not knowing if it's true or if it's acting, or is it, or if this is really reality. But it's so much of the content that it's everywhere. Your whole feed becomes full of the same kind of content. And I listen to some people talk and I can hear like they're not responding to the world. They're responding to the social media feed. And the social media feed's view has shaped their view of the world. But the social media feed is shaped by the stuff that they view. So it becomes like a hamster wheel, And you can hear somebody that they've listened to a bunch of content in this certain domain, and they really they're programming themselves about what's the real reality. You got to go outside, and you can only see from horizon to horizon for a reason. You can only hear so far. Also, you can only smell so far. Your senses only go so far for a reason. Because if you could see past the horizon, you would probably go insane. If you could hear past to the horizon, you would go insane. It's just so much stuff happening, and these technologies extend our reach and what we can see and what we can hear. But we have to limit. Like, I don't want to know every bad thing that happened in the world, every ratchet thing that happened with Black people anywhere in the world. I don't want to know, because I know it's going to change the way I see stuff. It's just the natural. That's the way the brain works. Reason why cops all become tyrants is because they're dealing only with the worst element of society. Don't matter if they're Black, they're white, whatever. They all become tyrants. And so you got to really be protective of yourself as a thinking being, and not, and cut it off. Cut off the stuff that's too much. Don't mean that what happened is not important. It just means that, look, I don't want to hear that now. I don't even log on to Facebook no more. Facebook is like the funeral Olympics. Like it's like a race to see how many people can post. I don't want to see no more funeral stuff. What's happening, Cellulite? Now I'm going to have a bunch of Cellulite stuff in my feed. Change your name, man. When the algorithm does the translation, does the transcription, it transcribes it with a C. And so where was I? Okay, my next clip is who is this? Corey talking about fair game.
I am a guy who goes in on some people that are on the internet doing things that I feel to comment on.
Right.
Like, I hate when people act like I'm a hater, but listen, if you on the internet, you in the game, we get to comment on you. I'm not going to try to lie on you, though.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's not. Yeah.
I don't like when people lie on people, but I am going to speak on what I see.
I think that goes without saying. Everybody's content, especially on his show. And the other one was
a lot of people look at Kobe Bryant as like an idea because they never met him, never been around him, so you just feel free to say what you want to say about him. That's my partner. I spent real time with dog. You see what I'm saying? So when you say the government killed him on the conspiracy, like, no, I know the pilot too, nigga.
And that's just Lou Williams talking about he want to fight Dr. Umar because of what Umar said about Kobe Bryant and the conspiracy and all that. And I use this clip just as to talk about equal yokedness, like telling people, like Lou Williams is wrong in the instance because he did know Kobe Bryant, and Umar doesn't. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's just social media content. Every story that happened, just like Corey Holcomb just said, everything that happens is content. And so there's no respect for, anything else. Like, of course, there's people that know him for real, and even what Lou Williams just said, he still can't prove it wasn't a conspiracy. Even though Umar's, he's crazy. What he was saying was nuts. But to get into the argument and try to disprove it is even more nuts. But you want to fight? They're probably about the same height. I think he's about 6'4", about 20 years older. But that's just content. It's just another, I don't know what it is about Black people and conflict-based content. I know it's easy, but it's like that's just the model. It's conflict. It's like fishing for, so who don't you like? Tell me about it, All the stuff that you could share, does it have to be that? Nothing wrong with like going into negative stuff either, but it's too much. It's too easy. Beef-based content is too easy. And we know it's not real. If Umar showed up, they'd shake his hand and smile and start laughing, talk about something different.
Not because of social media, but because your mouth is a womb, and what you say you're going to birth. And your brain is a womb. So when we be putting all manner of ugliness, meanness on there, that's coming back in your life. Maybe not today, not tomorrow, but the law is the law. And we're not being responsible and accountable. I'm not talking about you have your opinion, you say something you don't like. I'm talking about the condemnation and the attack and the bully on social media.
Man, we know that's true. We got examples of that in the sector. Be careful what you say. How much time I got left? 15 minutes. Let's see. I think I've been through most of my clips. I'll say that from when YM is here. And let me hear some more music. I want to hear more of the Kevin Jones stuff too. I want to find out where he's from. See if he's online somewhere. I got the Kevin Jones clips from this other channel. It'll be in the description. But I want to find out more about his poetry. I don't even like calling it poetry, but I want to find more about that. And the Bilal song, we'll do that later. School Days. So I've been finding EV Mux to be much easier for me now. Now I got it set up the proper way, proper for me with my audio set up. And I'm going through two MacBook Pros. So one on the right is for my audio, my mic, and the one on the left is connected to the whole audio system. So to my DJ set, to all of my other stuff, my Stream Deck, all the complicated audio stuff is connected to one system. And it's a i9 MacBook Pro with 32 gigs of RAM and a terabyte SSD drive, and everything over here is just for that. You don't even need all that actually to do what I'm doing, but I just want to separate the system. So if I have any issue, it doesn't take out both things. And so far, since I've had it separate, I haven't had any audio issues. And I did go inside and streamline the way I make scenes. Like I'm doing the scenes now with like a almost like a software release schedule. So I look at the scene has to make it to through a debugging, make sure everything is working. And then I make a template out of that scene, and any new scenes will be a duplicate of that scene, and then plus the changes. but the templates always stay pristine and it has a version number, so I can track the changes to the to the template, and I end up with, just like with software, I end up with I know this one works well. When I come back to this in 10 days and I forgot all the detail, I can still see this is the latest release. It's already debugged, meaning the audio in it works, all the stuff in it works, everything is optimized. So when I go live, I could just do it. And I'm doing a lot less scene switching now. All the scenes I'm switching to in the pre-show check, I've already checked the audio for every single scene to make sure everything is set up identical for every single scene. And there's very little improvisation when it comes to this part. I just leave it. I don't need a bunch of screen changes. Because before, again, I was demoing the app than I was trying to actually have a conversation. So, whereas it's kind of the opposite now. I'm doing less demoing of the app, and I got like 70 scenes in here. I got way too many scenes. And the easy way is just to use the dynamic scene, and that gives you the StreamYard kind of feel. But you don't get a choice as to how everything is rendered. I want to be able to crop the videos and cut out what I want to cut out and start where I want it to start, end where I want it to end. And you can't do that outside of a pro scene. But it's cool that you can do that in EVMux. That I can, like that video I showed of a School Days, that's cropped and it's edited right inside of EVMux. So it doesn't start. That's not the whole scene. And I cut off the edge of it, and you can't see those options. It's cool for showing films. So if you want to show a movie like in EVMux, I guess it would be the same in StreamYard. You would just, in the live stream part, have everybody hit the link, and you can show the movie just within the app, and it just wouldn't be going to YouTube. This stream right here is being streamed to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. My next episode 10, is a technical episode, and I'm streaming horizontal and vertical at the same time. Vertical is going to Instagram and to Twitter and to a YouTube channel, and then horizontal is also going to YouTube and to Twitch and to Rumble. I may send vertical to Rumble too, and so it's going to be going to 6 different places from the same live stream using OBS and still using EVMux. And so I'll be able to hit the link in EVMux in order to. I may even throw StreamYard in there too. And just to show that you can do all that, you can actually run your EVMux or your StreamYard up to the stream limits, and then just pop in another account and go to that stream limit. You can do 2 hours in this one, 2 hours in that one, 2 hours in the next one, and keep your same chat. You lose the ability inside the app to connect to that chat. The chat will be managed on YouTube side. But I'm really interested in the Instagram streaming part. The Instagram is real finicky. They're real strict on their rules, like playing music. So I need to be able to play music for YouTube on the same live stream, but not have that music go to Instagram. I want Instagram to not have that music, but YouTube or Instagram to have different music than YouTube. And it's possible to do that all in OBS. And it's going to be a little complicated. I think Kevin Samuels was doing that before he died. He had 2 different, I think he was using OBS. He had 2 different streams going. And I think that's all OBS is doing I actually did it before. It's an instance of, a second instance of OBS inside of OBS. So you got one that's full vertical and one that's horizontal. And you can share scenes in between them, share resources. And EVMux has the same thing. Like every scene that you see here vertical, next to it is an icon that shows horizontal, and the same exact elements are available for that scene. So you can arrange a scene for either way, but after you go live, you can't switch it. So it's either one or the other. You could switch from horizontal to vertical if you were using something like OBS, but you can't do it in EVMux or StreamYard. But the way I connected to YouTube, I could end this live stream in EVMux and then start it in StreamYard and maintain everything the same. Because I have auto stop turn off, so this stream will stay up until I end it physically on YouTube. And that's useful if you need to reboot your computer, if you need to do something in between, you can do it, and the stream will stay there. I need to make a show that shows that. Yeah. So I'm coming to the end of I got about 5 minutes left. Let me get my, what song didn't I hear that I want to hear? I want to hear that Yusuf Lateef again. I like that. Where's that album? It says I'm missing number 1. And that somehow reminded me of Lennon Honor. And then I remembered I had a Lennon Honor scene down here too I wanted to talk about. And this, I need to make a video about this actually.
I've talked about this in the past, how ESPN, when Black Lives Matter was a thing, they would have games on ESPN and they would have on the court Black Lives Matter. You guys remember this? Where did that go? Okay. And then the sport, some of the athletes, they would have different slogans they could put on the back of their jersey. It's a nice, I guess it's a sign of support, I guess, but it's just contradictory because if you do that for, let's say, a playoffs, NBA playoffs, just for that particular time, but then for the last 15 years, you have almost 20 years, you have people like Stephen A. Smith who have consistently attacked black male athletes. Well, does Black Lives really matter?
And that's his, that doesn't make any sense. And that's his mantra. He said that several times from different angles with different info. First time I heard him say it was on Speakeasy's Shockumentary, where he's talking about his young neighbors playing music with bass in it that they could hear in his house, and that means that Black lives don't matter to black people because the dude is playing music next door. And that's crazy. And he's come at Black Lives Matter from at least 4 or 5 different angles every time something happens. And we know that I know Lennon's anti-black, and he's been anti-black. But that whole idea is nuts. And what I was highlighting with this clip was if you stay in a room and you create an echo chamber for yourself, you can just be up here saying crazy shit. And you got nothing, you got no truth to balance it against. You don't know what true north is. It's like being in if you were in an airplane at a certain altitude where you can no longer see land, you don't know if you're flying upside down or right side up. You can't tell. You got to rely on the instruments to tell you. And echo chambers online, especially during COVID and after, people like Lennon, he got so disconnected from reality that he just doesn't know he's saying nonsense. And that he doesn't have anybody in his circle that can tell him the truth. There's nothing wrong with having your own idea, but you got to have people that can tell you the truth about what you're talking about, and you can respect their opinion. If you don't have that, you might just be talking crazy. Black lives don't matter to black people. And he conflates a lot of stuff in order to make his point. I think it was in Speakeasy's Shockumentary. I should probably do a review of Speakeasy Shockumentary. Like just do the whole thing. I got that video, that original video that he used for that. And he's breaking all the stereotypes, that video, crazy talk. It was funny in that story because he talked about they didn't have no trouble till black people came over, but he just told a story of a Mexican man overdosing on drugs right there next door to his house. But he still puts the problems as being black people. It's because he just doesn't like black people. And he moved to the right place. 38,000 total black people in that state. You ain't got to deal with them. What's happening, Spider? But we're going to get to that in Joe Trey season 2. That's still in the works. It's explosive. Oh yeah. It was you, Spotlight. You thought that Joe Trace was a secret. I remember that. No, sir. It's not a secret. It's just focused.
Man, motherfucker put his ass off the bus, man, on bro. Just like that. For real, motherfucker put this nigga right off the bus. On granny. I don't give a fuck where you got to go. Come on, bro, you gotta get up off this bus, bro. Bro, you gotta get up off this bus, bro. Bro, you gotta get up off this bus, bro. Get your shit and get up off the bus, bro. Come on. Get your cool ass off the bus, bro. The fuck on, man. Come on, let's ride, man. Oh, man. What the fuck is wrong with this nigga, man? Oh, man. Cool ass nigga.
I've talked
You
about
need
this
that.
in the past, how
All right.
Man, motherfucker put his ass off
Back
the
to
bus,
main
man,
scene.
on bro. Just like that. For real, motherfucker.
Gotta configure my stream deck. Yeah. So, Spotland, when you coming over to EV Mux side, man? Are you on EV Mux now? Or are you still doing, what's the other one? Restream? I'll see Carrie doing EV Mux sometime and StreamYard sometimes. I should write an EV Mux book. Oh, you're good. Good. That's a good move, Father. I approve. We need to make an EV Mux coalition and black out all the StreamYard users. Black them out. Sector politics. So my whole quest has been for audio. I just need faders in my hand. I need to be able to fade music out. Yeah, I need to be able to mix. And that's what I've been working on. That's what I got now. I can actually connect it to everything. And so the video stuff is also through the DJ set. So I can play video. I just got to share the screen, share the video screen from the DJ software. That's kind of a hassle at the same time. Well, I set it up before, but it's like, why? Why would I do this? It's like you asking for trouble. You know, why not just make the video and then put the video up and play it instead of having all these options? Improvisation is usually bad in a live environment. And this stuff is finicky. I mean, the Denon, I got an old DJ set. I'm using a Denon, the MC3000 from a million years ago. And I could do everything I'm doing with it just with software, but I need it. I like to have the tactile feel of the faders in my hand. I need buttons to push. If I got to go and touch the mouse and go into the computer, that becomes something different. Take me out of my zone. So if I have any more Philly songs I can play before I leave here. That's Philly sound, but it's not really from Philly. No. Back in the torrent day, I used to download torrents. I got like everything Dilla didn't release, all these beat tapes. I got a ton of Dilla material. I haven't even been through all this yet. They're not even named. Track 17, track 2. You need to send all this to Propane. I'm sure it's all copywritten. Now, see what I can go out of here with. Play my videos. I'm tempted to do news and stuff, but I try to stay away from the news stories everybody's already talking about. I want to do film. I want to do that film. If I was prepared to do it, like the Seduction of Mimi side by side with Which Way Is Up, and show the, you know, how they did the scene in Italy in '71, and then how they did the scene with Richard Pryor in the South. It's much funnier. Our version is much funnier than the Italian version. Yeah, it's got Richard Pryor in it, but we could probably watch that whole movie on here without any problem. It's old, it's 50 years old. I got to talk to Black Tree. Black Tree is doing that. Black Tree is just playing movies from YouTube, the whole films, and doing them as premieres with no issue. I mean, it ain't like I'm monetized. I ain't got nothing to lose, but still. What would happen if I played this film here? Let me see. I got a ton of movies. Give me some background while oh, there it is. I'm looking for a Sparkle. You saw the original Sparkle? You probably didn't see the original Sparkle. Let me see. 70 Love. See, that's a copyright sound right there. Flag it. As soon as you hear that sound. YouTube ready to cut me off already. Cool thing though, like I'm gonna stop all that shit. If I can go to the trim video and trim all that out and get straight to the chase. I'm gonna go all the way up to about a minute and a half into it. Right there. Okay. That look like the girl from Destiny Child. See how long for this cut me off on YouTube. See that? Curtis Mayfield. Everything by Curtis Mayfield. No, I'm sorry, Spot. You probably burst into flames with that. It's that church music.
What's that?
Just a tune I'm working on.
Come on, girls, it's almost dark. I want you hanging around those steps. Come upstairs to your own house.
Mama, it ain't even dark yet.
Just get on up here and don't sass me, miss.
See you later, Sticks.
Good night.
Later, little girl.
Make me sick. Honestly, I can't see why those girls spend so much time out there in the street.
Only a good friend can say what I'm about to say to you, Effie. And you can say right back to me, it ain't none of your business, Miss Waters. But I think you better keep your eye on that oldest gal of yours, because she's busting at the seams.
Sister?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's just high-spirited. Always has been. She takes after her father.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sister, how pretty you look tonight.
Are you here again?
Do you mind your manners, young lady?
Miss Waters.
Sparkle, take off that dress.
Dolores, have you done your homework?
Almost.
Almost ain't done. How about yours, sister?
Oh, I'm finished.
Oh. Let me see it.
Did you see it, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Mom, you don't have to iron our clothes. We're old enough to iron for ourselves. You iron enough of them people you work for. You ain't our maid.
Well, I enjoy ironing clothes for those I love.
I suppose you love them crackers you work for out on Long Island, too.
You better hush your mouth. Go get your homework before I give you the sign in a place you won't forget.
Honestly, I don't know who teaches her such things.
You know it ain't right her talking to you like that. All you've done for those girls.
Hi, Sparkle. Let me help you.
Play real fine, Sticks.
Just working out some new ideas for when we start the group. You sure smell good.
I used some of Sister's cologne.
What do you bring to the table?
You look real pretty, too.
Sister fixed my hair this morning.
How come you always talking about your sister?
She's so fine. I love her so much. I want to be just like her.
And what about you?
What about me, what?
How old are you?
15.
You sure pretty for a girl.
Oh, I gotta go.
You ever been kissed?
Don't.
Why?
It's a sin.
What, does it feel like a sin?
Feels so good, it must be a sin. I gotta go.
No, you don't.
I do, I promised. I gotta straighten Sister's hair tonight. I did, I promised.
Okay.
This better be something worth my time and my trouble.
Now, would I lie to you, sugar?
I don't know. I must be crazy coming down here with you.
For you, baby.
Where'd you get this car?
Friend of mine loaned it to me.
Since when you got such friends?
Well, I know it might come as a shock to you, girl, but there's some things you don't know.
You stole it.
Woman, you was the most suspicious thing I ever seen. Go ahead, get in. Go ahead. These seats are soft, ain't they?
Mm-hmm.
Almost as soft as you.
Keep our hands to yourself.
Hey, come on now. You know I'm dying of love for you.
Levi, where did you get this car?
It's only the beginning, baby.
The beginning of what?
For me and you.
Shortest story known to mankind.
Oh, goddamn, baby. I get you this car. I'll tell you how crazy I am about you. And what more do you want?
I want the big time.
Well, you sitting right next to it. Come on. Give me a kiss.
No.
Come on.
No.
Open your mouth. Come on,
No.
open your mouth.
Wait a minute.
Hey, baby, you're so nice.
Why you keep on doing that to your hair?
It wouldn't hurt you to get a little glamour, honey. Don't see no kink on Miss Marilyn S. for Sexy Monroe, do you?
Marilyn Monroe is a cracker. You keep on doing that to your hair. It's not natural. It's not natural.
Would you hold still? You want me to burn you with this?
Spark, I heard something on you. Miss Waters told me she's seen you on the roof with Sticks.
Ain't nothing wrong with me talking to Sticks Warren on this roof.
Heard you was doing more than talking. Heard you was messing.
Ain't true.
It is so.
It ain't true.
It is so.
It ain't.
It is so.
I want Mama to hear you. And you want her to come in here and ask what you're talking about, and then you want to tell her. Ain't nothing wrong with messing anyway. Just make sure whoever you're messing with stops down to the drugstore first and takes care of some business.
Oh.
You hear me? Come around here with no big belly crying, talking about you didn't know what you were supposed to do. And pick out somebody nice with enough money in his pocket so you can stop down to the Bush Jeweler at 125th Street and buy you something nice. See what Levi got me?
Levi Brown?
Mm-hmm.
Kid.
Cost $17, real diamond chip.
Levi Brown, hustle for the nickels.
It's about time Levi got some good luck.
Sure, it's a mighty small stone.
Late.
Did you play a number yet today, Shimmy?
How can I play a number when there's no one here to watch the store while I go use the phone on the corner?
Well, the reason why I'm late is because I was having this here dream and I didn't want to wake myself.
Yeah, just unpack this box.
And in the middle of this here dream, there was this blinding flash.
Just unpack the box.
And right smack dab in the middle of this blinding flash, there were 3 numbers.
You dreamed 3 numbers last night?
Uh-huh.
Well, what is it? I just got time to call them in.
Shimmy. Oh, what's that sign in the window?
Oh, fellas from Lotus Records here this morning. Going to get free passes to Brooklyn Paramount to the first time who buy the Moonlight's new album. Here, write those numbers down for me.
Well, what's it to Lotus Records if you only give away 5 passes?
What are you talking about?
Let me have 5 passes, Shimmy. I ain't never asked you for no favors.
You ain't supposed to. You was an employee. Now, what's those numbers, boy? What's the matter?
I think I'm having a memory attack. The numbers just flew right out of my head.
Well, they better fly right back in there.
You know, it's a funny thing about my memory attack. I got a feeling only one thing's gonna cure it. Or should I say 5 things gonna cure it?
I took my troubles down to Madam Ruth. You know that gypsy with the gold cap too. She's got a bag down at 34th and Vine, selling little bottles of love potion number 9.
Yeah, all right.
I told her that I was a flap with the chick. I've been this way since 1956. She looked at my palm and she made a magic sound. She said, what you need is love potion number 9.
Fun fact. That actor playing that part right there, that's Michael Peters. That's the choreographer for Thriller. Michael Jackson's choreographer. Rest in peace.
She bent down and turned around and gave me a wink. She said, I'm gonna mix it up right here in the sink. It smelled like turpentine and looked like India ink. I held my nose, I closed my eyes, I took a drink. I didn't know if it was day or night. I started kissing everything in sight. But when I kissed the cop down the 34th and Vine, he broke my little bottle of love potion number 9.
She was hanging on a busy line, just getting places.
when that chick came up and gave you her shoulder. Oh,
Did you give it
honey,
to
they
her?
wouldn't have no type of
got
act
down.
without
You got
that
down.
shit. And she was fine.
I think you sing better than her any day, sister.
Yeah, well, you up late.
Hey, she right, you know.
Yeah.
She right, you know. You sing better than her any
Yeah,
day.
well, I bet she got men that really know how to treat her.
Well, so do you.
I bet she don't have to take no train home.
Good night, sweet thing. Y'all take it easy.
Thanks, Dix. You were real fine to invite us.
Hey, Levi, look here, man. We can start a group like that.
And you know you and sister can do anything. Oh, Levi, too.
Well, at least your family got one smart female.
You know Simmons Hall, they have a amateur contest every Friday night.
Good night, Sticks.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Good night, Sparkle. Let's get together and start rehearsing tomorrow.
This dance you don't know. Let mama show you how it go. Spread your feet out.
That's good. That's good.
I forgot to...
Sister, you gonna sing?
I know it.
Well, look, we gotta rehearse. We ought to all be together.
They remind me of the Cookie Sisters. You know about the Cookie Sisters, don't you? Lorna Doone and Nothing Doone.
Now, I still don't get that joke. I've seen this movie 900 times. I still don't know what that means. Lorna Doone and Nothing Doone. I think he's saying one of them had a body and one didn't. I don't know. We're unsure. We wondered about that for our whole lives. Like, what does that joke mean? But that's that character is the actor is same actor who played Bubba from Sanford and Son. This is the commentary portion of my show. This is fair use.
Oh, Maybelle Reese from the Paradise Hotel. There's a phone call for you out in front of the desk, honey. That's right, honey. Go make that money.
Sticks.
Heard she
I
told
think that
a
other chick
sailor
goes
the
on
other
ahead of
night
us.
he had a very small organ. The sailor said, I didn't know I had to play in the cathedral. Let's see, who's our next contestant here? Hi, little lady. What's your name?
I'm Doreen Baker.
Doreen Baker. That's a lovely name. What are you going to do for us?
I'm going to sing.
You're going to sing? And what are you going to sing?
I'm going to sing Lucky Lips.
Lucky Lips. Well, with a face like yours, you need something lucky on it, honey. I want to get him, babe. I want to get him. Here she is, folks. Doreen Baker. All right? on, give him the hook. We all got children. And right now, some neighborhood kids got together and started a new group. So here they are, without further ado, that sensational new singing group, the Farts. I mean the Hearts, and here they are, the Hearts, all right.
Jump, 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 woo. Jump, jump, yeah. But boy, don't get shaky. Don't be mad and get blingy. 'Cause this dance you don't know. Let mama show you how it goes. Spread your feet out. Move your hands all out. Bend over, big rover. We're gonna turn the place out. And now you jump, jump. We're gonna shake a little funk. You're doing fine. And now you're right on time. Have a ball. I hope my mama don't call no the rules. We're gonna keep it in the groove. Baby, you're all for me. 'Cause you're moving, just setting me free. I just love the way you party hard. Don't want nothing to tear us apart. Tell you now, I ain't too proud to say. Hope my partner loves to shake a leg. Just one thing I need to know. If you love me, please tell me so. And now you jump. We're gonna shake a little funk. You're doing fine now. And now you're right on time. Have a ball now. I hope my mama don't fall no the rules. We're gonna keep it in the groove. Jump, jump, jump. Gonna shake a little bump. Jump, jump, jump. And now you're right on time. Jump, jump. I hope my mama don't fall no rules. We're gonna keep it in the groove. Yeah, you jump, jump, jump. You jump, 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 jump.
Did you hear him? Did you hear him yelling, more, more? Well, if we'd have been prepared, we could have sung all night for him.
First prize. Who would have thought?
I would have thought. Didn't I tell you we could do it? This is just the beginning. Well, we're gonna take this here prize money and buy us an arrangement. And maybe, just maybe even have enough to buy you girls some red dresses. You'll see, babe, we're going places now.
Oh, you can do anything, Sticks.
Shoot. Did you see it when Sister came down stage and give them her stuff? They like to pee in their pants.
She sure was fine.
Well, you were great too, baby.
I didn't do nothing.
You know, you sure look pretty.
You probably have a lot of things to do now. We won and everything.
Yeah, but I like being here with you.
You do?
Sweet, sweet baby.
thought he was. That's right. Give me
Seth, Levi Brown. Now I've been telling you about you looking for work.
Hey, Seth, you been ready to fight mine too?
You can't fight again right away.
Any day, Roberto. Take $10, man, put it on Roberto's bird to win. Hey, wait a minute. Put 5 for me, too. Smart kid. The Seth never loses.
Hi, Mom. Hi. How's it going? Okay? We've been rehearsing all day again. Sticks and sister fight something awful. Where are your sisters? I don't know. They all had something to do. Seems like ever since we won that contest, everybody's so busy all the time.
I don't see Sticks around at night anymore.
Oh, Stick's real busy, Mama. You know, trying to get us into clubs and everything.
Why, man? Why? I can't be no part of no singing group, man. I got big contract now, a whole bunch of important stuff I got to do.
Yeah, but our group's important.
Oh, come on, man. You don't need me. I ain't nothing but a backup singer, no way. It's my big chance, Sticks, man. You know how long I've been waiting.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Daniels?
Mr. Warren.
Yeah, I came to see you about my act. 3 girls and 1 guy. The Hearts, the greatest group you ever heard.
Not interested in any new groups, Mr. Warren. Harlem has enough groups these days. My clientele is interested only in the special, not the ordinary.
This ain't no ordinary group. It's,
So sorry, Mr. Warren.
Hey, well, how about 3 girls? 3 great girls, sisters.
Still a group, Mr. Warren.
Yeah, but you never seen girls like this. Sang so fine.
Yeah, and they call her the ugly one.
I'll let them sing 1 song next Saturday night.
Now, you guys all remember everything?
Why don't you get out of here and leave us alone?
Don't be nervous.
Ain't nobody nervous. You're the one making us nervous.
Nobody noticed.
Rush when you get out there, all right?
Sticks, why don't you go up front? Don't worry.
Me, baby.
Don't take off.
Goodbye. Okay, let me see you do those steps in the middle with your shoulders.
Ladies and gentlemen, Club Shandu in the past has been very privileged to present some of the new discoveries of the wonderful world of show business. And the night is no exception. We would like to present for your enjoyment and entertainment pleasure the very sensational, dynamic, lovely, talented Sister and the Sisters.
Oh,
ain't you had him by the head of castanets?
Take it out. I gotta go see Mr. Daniel. He say to be. He say to be. Mr. Warren.
Crazy.
I'd like to have a discussion with you when you have a moment.
A moment for Mr. Daniels. I got weeks, years, days, months. Forever.
Fabulous. Everything was on.
Hey,
right.
now!
Come on in, man. I got big business to take care of.
Girl, you just the best thing I ever seen. Hey, all of y'all was good.
Aren't you gonna introduce me to your friends?
Oh, yeah, y'all come on in. This is Satins Brothers. Enjoyed your show.
Thank you.
Some friends of mine are having a party tonight. Thought you'd like to come by so we could share your success. So I get a chance to know you a little better.
I'd love to go. She's coming to the party with us?
Excuse me. I'll show Miss Taylor to a taxi.
A taxi?
Levi, help me show Miss Taylor to a taxi.
You son of a bitch.
I'll meet you outside.
You dirty little bastard!
Get her out of here.
Oh!
Give me this damn coat. Come on in, man. Belongs to me.
Mr. and Mrs. Thompson.
Yeah.
No luggage?
We're in town just for a wedding. We didn't plan to stay over.
Miss Thompson over there, how old is she?
18.
You got a marriage license?
Sure. Here it is.
That's it.
I ain't never been in no hotel room before.
We're getting too big to make love on the roof. Besides, it's getting too cold.
Look, Six. They got the toilet wrapped up. And the glasses. And look, cashmere bouquet soap.
Hi, Mrs. Thompson. All right. Who is it?
I want to talk to you, Sam.
Too early in the morning. It's almost noon. All right, what's on your mind now?
I've been working for you a long time now.
A few months.
Yeah. I've been a real good worker too, ain't I?
Well, got no complaints so far.
Well, I need more responsibilities, man.
Like what?
Hey, I ain't making no money.
You're doing all right the way I see it.
I got plans, big plans for the future, and I need big dough. Now, I'm ready, and you know it.
Levi, let me decide when you're ready. Okay?
Yeah, okay, son.
How you doing?
I didn't expect you to come by tonight.
Well, I just thought I'd come over and see what all the carrying on was all about.
Well, you should have let me know sooner. I had a special table for you.
I mean, we just decided a few minutes ago to come down. We can sit anywhere.
Of course, if you don't have room for the mother of the stars.
Well, there's room. Wait just a minute. Okay.
Levi, have you seen it? We're saving these seats for Santa. Miss Williams, how you doing?
Hello, Levi.
Miss Waters?
Stick. Stick. What's that? Don't sit that now. You can sit with them. Maybe ask for Sister Stan. Maybe share a reefer with Miss Water.
Oh, hey, girl, you better hurry up. We don't have much time.
There's a real important record man gonna be here tonight. Say he's gonna try to get us to make a demo record or something.
Demo, huh?
Yeah. Says he's gonna... What happened to your face?
Sister. Did Satan do that to you?
hurts. I had an accident.
You had an accident, all right. You had an accident of the brain when you started running around with that low-life, no good trash.
Oh, yeah? Well, why don't you just get out if you don't like it?
What?
I said get out.
Hey, look here. This is my dressing room, too.
It's my dressing room, too, and I said get out.
Terminator was here last week.
Your sister's so nice and just as mean as you can be.
Hey, leave me alone.
Baby, will you help me find a book of matches? What are you doing? What is that? Baby, your sister can't fly on one wing.
Oh, this here the girl's mama, Santa. Miss Williams, Santa Struthers. Pleasure. Oh, and Miss Waters here.
I've heard a whole lot about you, Mr. Struthers.
Likewise.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sister and the Sisters.
Many say that I'm too young to let you know just where I'm coming from. But you will feel it's just a matter of time. My love will surely make you mine. Well, I'm living in a world together. Everyone seems so uptight, but nothing's wrong and it's all right with my man. I like the ways we have fun. His loving ways send me on and on with my man.
for us it seems. So much hope for material things. Are they only in my dreams? That's exactly why I'm singing this song to you. To prove that real things do come true. You tell me, what does it mean?
Living in a world of ghetto life, everyone is so uptight, but nothing's wrong and it's alright with my man. Like the ways we have our fun, his loving ways set me on and on. Is my man, and people out there can understand. I'm giving him something he can feel, to let him know this love is real. Well, I'm giving him something he can feel, to let him know this love is real. This love is real. Giving him something he can feel. 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 Giving him something he can
Hi, Mama. We saw you out there. Didn't know you'd be here tonight. Hi, Miss Waters. Did you like the show?
Oh, very much. Come on, Miss Wallace. Let's wait outside.
Well, I just want to tell the girls how great they were.
Tell them later.
Mama, did you see him going crazy for us?
Oh, yes, I saw them.
Theatrical makeup is terrible for my face, Mama.
Sister. Baby. He's just gonna drag you to the gutter with him.
Gutter? How can you say that? He's as big time as you can get.
I've lived in Harlem all my life.
I do know a rat when I see one. You don't understand, Mama. You don't understand.
Well, I said my piece. I'm going home.
That's a good place to stop. For now, that's part one. It's about even 50 minutes. And turn this down. Yeah, I think Effie was overwhelmed. She's a little too nonchalant. The thing that made this film was the music, and Curtis Mayfield did the entire soundtrack, and he was doing a lot of soundtracks at that time period. And this film really is the soundtrack, and the story is it looks like the story is written around soundtrack, but actually I think the story was first. But there's nothing else in the film that's really special. It's just that the soundtrack made it something for that time period, and all of the artists in the movie are actually singing with their own voices. Aretha Franklin released the soundtrack as an album, and the young people was mad because they wanted to hear Lynette McKee sing those songs and not Aretha Franklin. But this movie was big then. I couldn't even watch the remake of it. I looked at just how they had it and what the differences were and the big names. Now, see, these are all unknowns in this film. You know, and that's something about that, having unknown actors or lesser known actors play in a film that you get just to the story, as opposed to all the things that actor brings with them, all the baggage. Like I'm watching Color Purple, the musical one. I'm still trying to watch that. It's just difficult. And those stars, they bring their whole story with them. And it actually messes up the story. I prefer films with unknowns. Anyway, that's a good place to stop. I'm gonna roll out of here. It's top of the hour. Let me hit the outro. Dun, dun,
Just looking out of the window, watching the asphalt road.